know you talked about this after the game, but you've probably seen that play again on tape. Your thoughts on that offensive pass interference call, if you could have done anything differently, just talk about that, please.
I mean, honestly, I guess just beat them a little bit more at the line so we're not play fighting down the field for a good 10 yards. That's the best I can put it. I just try to get my hand free, look like I pushed off, so it is what it is.
How long did it take you to get past that? Was it that night, or is it still bothering you the next day?
I mean, you're going to see it all throughout the weekend. You know, a couple of days afterwards, somebody's going to hit you up about it. But, I mean, it is what it is. Should be used to it by now. Play for the Dallas Cowboys.
You look at that call that, whether it's Jalen Ramsey, he gets that call on Michael Gallup, maybe down the line, I'll get that call at some point.
I mean, I would hope so. Gotta call it fair every now and then. Gotta, get your chances when they come. But I would hope I get that call a little bit down the road.
Michael, Coach McCarthy talked about, he said earlier this week that the honeymoon is over now, time to get down to work. How would you describe the sentiment around the Star after losing y'all's opener?
I mean, everybody was eager to get back at practice today. Losing, especially your first game, because that's a lot of momentum to have going into the season. Everybody just wants to get back to work and flush it out. So everybody's upbeat, ready to go for this week.
Considering how different the off-season was, what is this week like? Does it feel as close to normal as you felt in a while now that you've gotten a chance to play a game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you get back in the rhythm of things. Obviously you come in on Monday, you get the off day on Tuesday, so it feels, like normal now, like we've been doing it for a while. So just getting back into the swing of it, and definitely feels normal.
Did you notice the lack of crowd noise, and did it just feel strange at portions of the game, not hearing the crowd get into it, not hearing the same volume that you normally have during an NFL game?
I mean, I wouldn't say it was too much of an issue. Obviously, it's different, but your teammates are still cheering. You hear all the loud pops like you would on the sideline. So, it wasn't too big of a difference. It's just different a little bit, I guess.
Was Dak any quieter in making his play calls just because it was so quiet in there? That he didn't want to have stuff be heard, maybe that wouldn't have normally been heard?
Nah, he was still same normal voice. He was about the same.
I think I heard you say that it reminded you of JUCO days. Did you say that on Sunday? And then was that something you actually thought about during the game, that it reminded you of that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Honestly, I think I had one of my best games at junior college, and there was like 6 people in the stands. Like, literally, there were 6 people in the stands. So, it wasn't too big of a deal for me. Been used to it, played like that before, so it wasn't too bad for me.
Did you know any of the 6 in the stands that game?
I think 3 of them were camera people for us, maybe.
Michael, how does Zeke help get y'all lined up before the snap, and what's his communication like, both in pass protection and helping receivers make sure they're in the same right spaces?
Zeke. Oh, how does Zeke help us?
How does Zeke help get y'all lined up?
If Zeke's really Dak's right-hand man at most times. If we don't see a player, we don't see Dak's hand signal, Zeke's always, right there to see it, because sometimes Dak's looking the other way and Zeke sees us looking over there, so he'll give us a signal or tell us where to be or what to do, especially if we're in, hurry-up tempo or anything like that. So, he's just right there next to Dak, knows all the plays, knows what he's supposed to do, pretty much knows all our positions as well. So it's good to have him back there.
And does it ever amaze you that he's able to do everything he can do in the rushing game, pass catching, protection, and still have the time and mental space in the game to get y'all lined up?
Oh, definitely. To be a player, at his caliber, to do all the things that he does, catching, running, blocking, and still be able to, tell us, what route we have at certain points if we need it. That just, shows how much of a gamer he is, how much he pays attention to what he's supposed to know throughout the whole offense. So we definitely appreciate that, and it's good to have him on the team.
Now that you've had a chance to, this is the first game where it's you and CD and Amari out there together, after playing in the game and seeing the films, how do you think, the three of you did working together in your first game together?
I think it was solid. Obviously, we weren't on the field like a whole lot, but I'm pretty sure it looked good when we saw the film. Just didn't get all the big plays that we wanted to. And they're going to come, so we're not worried about it. It's a long season, but I think we meshed well together.
Like CD was pretty hard on himself after that game. What should you pull to the side and just talk to him about, hey, stay in the moment, just don't worry about it, move on.
He knows it. I didn't have to tell him it. I just made sure he was good. He was just like, I don't like to lose, and that's what you want to see from a young buck like that, because he put in a lot of time and effort and learning the playbook and coming out here and working. So to see him, really want to win like that, that just shows his character. So he's going to be a good player for us for a long time. So he'll get right. He won't be pouting like that or anything anymore. He just don't. He want to win. So we all love that.
Back to Zeke for a second. Most importantly, what do you think of his new tattoo?
Feed him. I don't see why you wouldn't. But it ain't too bad. Zeke's always coming out with something funny that get everybody going. So for him to get that new tattoo, lift up his shirt when he scored, he's just telling you plain and simple, just feed him.
Michael, Zeke talked to us a lot about how he worked on his pass catching over the offseason. Have you had a chance to watch the film from his receiving touchdown in that first half of the game? And what goes through your mind when you see he's got 4 defenders between him and the end zone? 6 or 7 yards down, he still scores.
Zeke's he's just a player that a lot of folks don't get on their team. He's got it all. He can do whatever he wants with the ball at any given time. But to see the way he caught the ball, turn around, spun, holding it with one hand, and still tucked it away, juked out 4 people, and then got in the end zone. That's almost like what we expect from Zeke now. Used to just watch it, but now it's just like, oh yeah, he does that on a regular basis, so it's cool.
There's a play early in the game that you caught the ball, and it looked like you were like Ramsey had you wrapped up, and you were still able to escape. You know what play I'm talking about, and what was the coaching, or what did your coaches say when you were going over the film on that one?
It's just, way to be slippery, He came out with both his arms and went wide, and we kind of figured he was going to do that because, that's really his base play. He just takes both his arms and puts them out wide because, that works to his strength. So I kind of had a feeling he was going to do it, and I just ducked up under it and got a couple extra yards.
I know we talked to you about what it was like to play with no fans, but what will it be like this week to potentially have up to 20,000 of your fans back in the stadium?
Well, I would say it'd be a little bit louder. That's about it, Good feeling, obviously, but just a little bit louder. So definitely appreciate it.